morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cadet Ryan Gray. I'm a part of Deltona High School, and I'm also a part of the JROTC program at Deltona High School. Today, I will be reading my essay that I wrote on sharing my vision of America. America is seen as the greatest country in the world, but is it still? If you saw facts saying otherwise, would you believe it or would you just say that it's a lie? I love America. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, but every country has its faults, some more than others. I wrote this essay hoping that we can come together and change our ways, and once again be considered without a doubt the greatest country in the world. America has many faults, but I mean, who doesn't? People need to accept that we are no longer the greatest country in the world anymore. People parade around saying that we are so amazing because we have freedom. But does that really set us apart from all the other countries in the world? Japan has freedom. Italy has freedom. France, Canada, Germany, Spain, and even Belgium has freedom. 207 sovereign states in the world, and about 180 of them have freedom. There are no facts proving that we are the greatest country in the world anymore. We lead in only two categories. One is the number of incarcerated citizens per capita, and two, defense spending, which we outspent 26 countries, in which 25 of them were our allies. We fall behind in many categories. We are 7th in world literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 3rd in median household income, and 4th in imports and exports. I will admit, our military is the greatest fighting force in the world, and our soldiers, Marines, sailors, and airmen are the bravest and strongest without a doubt. But what happens to them after they retire? Sure, most of them can find jobs and live with their families, no problem. But what about those brave men and women that suffer from post-traumatic syndrome depression called PTSD, and those who aren't accepted by society anymore? The ones that you see homeless and living on the streets with no family or anywhere or anyone to turn to. We are so caught up in helping the Syrian refugees and people from other countries that we aren't even helping out the veterans who fought to defend our freedom, so that you and I can live freely. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, about 50,000 veterans are homeless. We should try to lower this number instead of trying to increase the number of refugees. If our goal is trying to impress other countries who in the big scheme of politics aren't doing anything, people need to accept that unless they want change, then change will never happen. We will keep going downhill until we are considered the worst country in the world. The first step in solving this problem is we fought wars for moral reasons and we stood up against aggressors, and didn't let other countries tear us apart or attack us from the inside without any reaction. We can fix our country and it won't be very hard. We just need to all work together. I mean, just think how it feels knowing we live in the worst period of America ever. Sure, we are creating cool machines for everyday use, but actually, the last biggest technological advancement was the moon landing. The greatest and latest device of 2015 is a handless Segway, a mobile device created so that lazy people could ride around and get away without being even more lazy by not walking where they need to go. But what happens to the hard-working people who don't want to take the shortcut in life by riding a Segway, but who want to succeed by taking all the hard rights instead of the easy lefts? As a student in today's educational system, it is not solely a student's fault when they fail, but in my opinion, teachers also bear some of the burden along with the student. Unfortunately, today, many students stop learning and many teachers stop teaching. Many students don't care about their grades and expect to become famous rappers, movie stars, and renowned basketball or football players. Unfortunately, for my fellow high school classmates who dream too big or too little, the truth is that less than 1% of high school athletes actually make it to the pros. And in order to play athletics in high school, athletes need to maintain a grade point average of above a 2.0. The good news is that colleges won't even look at high school athletes unless their grades reflect them as a scholar as well as an athlete. These kids who are the future of our country. Many times it saddens me to think that the majority of my generation is seen as an athlete with a 2.0 grade average or higher. If this is the case, then I don't want to be put into the same group as them. I want to exceed yours and the world's expectations, get outstanding grades in high school, join the military, work hard, earn an honest all-American living, retire from the military, and then pursue another career as a police officer. going from serving my country to serving my community. I have always wanted to be a police officer. I think that police officers and other public servants do a great job of protecting us all. But the problem I have today with my projected career pathway is that I'm scared. I'm scared for my life, seeing that all the news and all the bad reports of citizens versus policemen. Those who are charged with protecting us. You see more stories on how bad cops than you do with the good ones. Maybe the media just wants to see the justice system fail and get overrun, until we don't have a police force anymore and we perhaps become governed under martial law. I don't know how much needs to happen before we realize that there needs to be a change in all of our lives, our actions and how we live as Americans. Why wouldn't you, like myself, want to be a part of the great country? We need to come together as one and change our ways to make us the greatest country in the world once again. But we cannot make change unless people realize their faults and take corrective, positive actions to change their lives. Of course, I want America to be the greatest country in the world, but I will be the first to admit that right now we aren't. However, I too have a dream like Dr. Martin Luther King, that America will one day be a better America for everyone. Thank you, and God bless America.